Shanti, peace to you, peace to me. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Peter and today I want to talk about memories are from the past. Memories from the past are not who we are. They are merely shadows. They're shadows of who we are, and don't be controlled by these shadows. What do I mean by that? Well, I had enormous trauma when I was a young boy, enormous trauma, and it pushed me into almost isolation with this enormous barrier around me, trying to protect myself from all the stuff that kept coming and coming and coming. After my mother died, my father became disabled, and my mother really was the closest human being I had on the planet at that time, and she'd left me, and I was sent away to a school, and it was so repressive. There was paedophilia happening there. The monks who were running it were pulling kids out of their bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, caning them, drawing blood, and you couldn't do anything about it because you could sit and write a letter to your parents complaining about it, and they wouldn't believe you because they're saying, well, you're just unhappy at that boarding school, you're just being miserable and you're creating a fuss. Then it came to light that this was really happening, and yeah, my father apologized to me, which was fantastic, but at that time I was going through hell, absolute hell, and that could have become me. I could have become really angry and grizzled, but no, I literally withdrew into myself, put this barrier up, and just observed. I just observed it as it was going past, and I couldn't believe what I was observing, and nobody would listen. Nobody would listen. As I was speaking out and speaking out, nobody seemed to listen. I think because they're all dealing with their own stuff around me, so that was understandable, or it made me recognise that. But that could have become me, and it didn't. That did not become me, because I built this wall up around me, but also started to ask about myself. What am I doing there? Why is this happening to me? So these shadows could have dragged me in to these places. And another good example of when I was starting to become a musician, and I practiced hard, really hard as a bass player. I went to bass tech college and practicing every day for about 8 hours a day. So it was almost like a university course for me. I did that for about a year, so that I would not fail auditions on my skill as a bass player. I would fail them on my personality, which is fair enough. You know, if you don't resonate with a group of musicians, then it's very difficult if you start to go on tour with them, or you'll see them every day and you're playing music. It's very difficult. So that's understandable. That's recognisable for people to do that. But from my skill as a musician, I got a lot of the auditions that I went for, and it helped me push myself forward. So it was that pushing myself forward, hard work, kept that barrier up, but pushing myself forward. And through these memories, through these shadows that were holding me back, thinking, don't get involved with anyone again because it's going to really hurt you. You've just been really hurt all the way through your younger life, and don't get involved with any more people. But with the barrier up, and knowing that I was good at something, I'd really practiced and focused on something, that I could push myself through this and make it work, and I did make it work. But yes, there was the drinking involved, and I was smoking also at the time, so my physical health wasn't great. And the drinking was the anger, I suppose, from my younger life. I was drinking quite heavily, and it was not good for my liver, even though I was strong enough to take it. That was the shadow that was holding on to me. It was the anger. So that was the shadow, and it made me drink. So that was the shadow. I didn't realise that until later life, that I was holding on to this shadow that was making me live my life the way that I did. And so working that out in later life, working out my anger, where that anger came from, and how to deal with it, the drinking suddenly didn't need to. Yeah, occasionally I still have a drink now and again, but I didn't need to. At that point, when I was younger, I had to. So that trauma and the anger that I felt from that trauma made me who I was through those formative years as being a musician. But then I realised that anger was not being good for my health. It was affecting my liver and affecting my whole mental well-being. And what really was the changing point was starting my body and brain practice and starting to work on my body and do the journey inside. Do the journey inside and focus on the shadow side of myself. Really seeing the shadows inside of me and going, whoa, what is this all about? And it was just a whole period in time where I was releasing stuff, just releasing stuff. And it came to the point where even when I was walking, I'd lost so much of this conditioning and shadows around me. It felt like I couldn't put my foot forward because I didn't know where I was going to go. It just, I had no idea what I was doing, what I was on this planet for. I was just like so cleansed from all this personality that was there for so long inside of me. I cleansed it all. Not all of it, but cleansed most of it. It's just a process that you keep doing. They call it polishing the diamond in the Tao, or polishing the mirror in the Islam religions, or the Christos, shining the Christos, making the Christos shine more in Christianity. So it's all much the same thing, is polishing the diamond. And because it becomes murky with these memories that we think that we are. And if you think about it, your past are just memories. Even from the beginning of the video, it's just a memory now. It's not there, you're not in the moment. So it's just memories, your past are just memories, and they can start to impinge on the quality of your life and really get rid of them. Woo! In whatever way you can. I found the body and brain Qigong practice that I actually teach now. It's on this YouTube channel, really helpful, really amazing. I also found sound healing incredibly beneficial because it helped me resonate with higher frequencies through using my voice and focusing on my body at the same time, because you naturally have to breathe deeply to get your tones right, so that you've got this whole thing that you're physically actually doing something and focusing your mind on your body. And I did a course with Jonathan Goldman, and I've got those sound tones videos on this channel as well as Qigong videos, and it helped me to focus the mind more, observe the shadow side of me, observe those thoughts coming in, I realised those thoughts are not me, and I could just watch them and let them go. Watch them and let them go. It's like the neighbours next door, when they start to kick up with their music, which was really regular in our neighbourhood. The thoughts, the thoughts I had then, I'm not going to repeat, but that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Or one thought I had when I was driving past the house. I wanted to go and scratch the car, and then I pulled into my house and go, "What? That's not you. What do you think? That's some sort of little low life that does that. That's not you." Or someone in trouble who does that. I should say, not low life. I would track that. Someone who's in trouble. Some little human being who doesn't know any better. That's not you. You know better than that. And I was just dragged into that energy. I think I was just a bit stressed from the drive coming home. Went past their house and thought, yeah, let's do that. But no, that was me breaking the shadow of myself from the memories that I had of what they've been doing to us as neighbours, which has been appalling, absolutely appalling. And they don't see it though. They don't see it. So what do? I actually use the Ho'oponopono, old Hawaiian principle. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I keep sending that over to them now, and actually it's got better. Amazingly enough, it's got better. The noise is not so frequent. They only really have parties now when they've got big occasions, and most of the time it's acceptable. But there was a time when it wasn't. It was just from Friday afternoon all the way to Sunday night to about 2 or 3 in the morning Sunday night, noise, just noise, constant noise. And I'm not talking about just a stereo in the garden. It was enormous noise all the time, enormous noise. And it was too much. So these thoughts came into me as a shadow thought, and I didn't react to it, which is good. I responded as I drove in. I responded to myself saying, no, this is not me. So it's getting rid of these memories from the past because they're not who you are. You can use them to grow and develop, but they're not you. So I hope you find what you're looking for. I'm sure you will. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video. So bang.